Hello, my wonderful people. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are. Happy New Week to you all. Please listen to this breaking news. This one is coming all the way from IPOB. They are telling all the Igbos, Ndibo, worldwide, wherever you are, as long as Nigeria is concerned. And the headline reads, and I quote, he said, defend yourself against ethnic agenda. IPOB tells Ndibo. Because of what we are seeing and what we are passing through in this country called Nigeria, Igbos are no more welcomed in their own country. First-class citizens are now being treated as second-class citizens. Simply because Igbos vote who they feel that they can set this country free from Igbophobia or whatever phobia that we are facing in this country. Now the Igbos are reaping the fruit of their labor in negative form because they voted for Labour Party. All their market across the six geopolitical zone have been burning in one day or the other. Any day that comes must have a bad news for the Igbo businessmen, whereby the what would I call it? These races have been too much in our land, in our own country, and also in the same black race. This is unacceptable. So the IPOB have come out now to tell the Igbos, they said, defend yourself against all this ethnic agenda that these jihadists call the Muslim ticket or the Islam are trying to perpetrate in this country called Nigeria. This one is just the headlines. So my good people, welcome to the new week. This today happens to be the 13th day in the month of March in the year of 2023. We are marching forward and we must surely march to the promised land. You get the point now. This is the main reason why they have refused to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, simply because of the jihadist agenda they have against the Igbos and other ethnic groups in Nigeria. But it will not going to work out. So my good people, as we are embarking on this today's news, I want you to also have one thing in mind, that whatever it is, that we must surely do what? We must surely conquer. Just like what happened yesterday. Let me tell you this breaking news. The judges, what do they call it? The justice that the judges must P2B's case with Atiku, that they gave them access to the electoral materials being used for the presidential election that happened on the February 25th. All those judges have been transferred to a different states. That's exactly what we are seeing in Nigeria. Anytime you judge a case, it is not in the favor of all this Muslim ticket or whatever they call it, or APC, they will transfer you exactly the same issue that happened, and that same appeal court, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was discharged and acquitted by that same competent court of jurisdiction. What happened later, on before barely 24 hours, when the judges or the resident judges discharge their duties, what happened to them? All was transferred out of Abuja to a remote areas. What kind of wickedness are we practicing in Nigeria, and how do we get to this point? If Nigeria do not take time, if they do not do what they're supposed to do, I bet you that even Afghanistan, Somalia is better than Nigeria in times of what is about to befall this country. This country is gradually turning into something else, and no one is saying anything, no one is doing anything. Anyway, let's watch out and see what happens. So in case you are never subscribed to my channel, please endeavor to do that as soon as possible. Make sure you turn on the notification button so that you'll be notified each time we go live or we post something new on this channel or any other channel related to Okute Daily Talk. So without not taking much of your time, please let us move straight into this business of this day. So we are starting our news with the defend yourself against ethnic agenda. IPOB tells Igbo. Says some cabals are plotting to pitch Yoruba against Igbo. Exactly the point, and that is what we are trying. That's what they are trying to do. The indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, are urging the Igbo residents in Lagos to rise and defend themselves against ethnic agenda. This is coming on the heels of attacks on the Igbo and their business interests in the work of the presidential and national assembly elections, where they mobilize support for the candidate of the Labour Party. You see the point? This is what we are talking about. The Igbos have been in this country. They have been supporting since from 1999 that this democracy started. There have not any Igbo that have come out to contest for the election or for the presidency that Igbo people have voted. We have been the backbone of PDP, supporting them, supporting what do they call it? Olusegun Obasanjo from 1999, 2003, and 2007. From then, we supported Yaradua. We supported Goodluck Jonathan. We supported Buhari. Now, just an Igbo man raised his head now after how many years? Now they have turned it ethnic, ethnic fight, as if the Igbos are not being recognized in their own country. Then when people are agitating now that they want to leave this country or this mistake of a country called Nigeria, they will be seeing them as they don't respect, they don't want democracy, or they don't have respect for the democracy that they are practicing, but deep inside their mind they know they are not practicing any democracy. Have you seen it? This is where all this thing started, and well, I can't blame any agitator that rose up tomorrow now and said that they want to have their own referendum or whatever it is. This is exactly the point. Simply because they voted Labour Party. So Labour Party now have turned to Igbo presidency. It have turned to Igbo race. This is about Nigeria. This is about getting Nigeria together. This is about making Nigeria to work again. Now they have turned it against the Igbo ethnics. I hell on her. They try well. Make on continue here. Okay. IPOB is urging Igbo and Biafrans in general residents in the western region, Nigeria, particularly in Lagos, to be very vigilant and be prepared and ready to defend themselves and their businesses against thugs and criminals if the Nigerian security apparatus is incapable of or unwilling to protect them. That same evil bird that sang in the 60s is singing again. Kabas rigged 2023 election to set Igbo up against the Yorubas. But we are so much wiser now, and we hope that Yoruba people will not fall into the script of the caliphate. The political thugs and criminals hired to terrorize and burn down properties belonging to Igbo should know that they have no monopoly of violence, hence must be prepared to receive at least as much as they give. IPOB also dismissed a ridiculous claims in some quarters that the pro-Biafra movement had deployed special squads to cause mayhem in Lagos ahead of the March 18 governorship and House of Assembly elections. According to IPOB, those behind such unfounded rumors are only seeking cheap popularity but should be ignored. IPOB, in a statement by its media and publicity secretary Emma Powerful, said it had no interest in Nigeria elections and will not in any way associate with it, let alone deploying its men to entangle in it. And that is the gospel truth. The statement made available to Vanguard read in part, the attention of IPOB has been drawn to the public statement from some persons calling themselves Delta Igbos, alleging that IPOB has deployed IPOB Special Squad in Lagos to cause mayhem. We would have ignored this fake information from these traitors, but it is obvious that they are working with the enemies who are recently promoting Igbophobia in Lagos. For avoidance of doubt, IPOBs are not and can never be part of be party to Nigerian politics. IPOB members are not interested in Nigerian politics and can't be used as political talks. IPOB will never attack any region, person or tribe for any reason unless threatened. IPOB has never in any record of violence in all our rallies across the world. The scenario that these useless idiots painted in their statement alleging that IPOB Special Squad will burn down Igbo markets for sympathy is like a house owner burning down his house for public sympathy. How pathetic. These fools should remember that when Igbos are being killed, they will not be spared or have any opportunity to tell the anti-Igbo mob that they are Delta Igbos, Bayelsa Igbos, Ikwere Igbos, River Niger Igbos, or other useless, confused names they may call themselves. Therefore, those raising these false alarms should be held responsible for the arson and destruction of Igbo properties. They are the pitiable agents of the tribal bigots in Lagos who are promoting ethnic hatred against the Igbos in general. The pro-Biafra movement claimed that some persons in the southwest had been compromised by some unpatriotic northern elements to incite violence against Igbo living in Lagos or their business interests. Nevertheless, we have acknowledged that cabals have bought over some personalities in Yoruba land to promote ethnic hatred and cause mayhem against Igbo. We know that the majority of true sons of Oduduwa are not, and will not support the crimes being committed against Igbos resident in Lagos State and other parts of Yoruba land for that matter. We also know that these true sons of Oduduwa are not in support of the agenda of the Fulani to cause disaffections between the Yorubas and the Igbos. We must not allow them to succeed. IPOB cautioned those being recruited to cause disaffection between Igbo and Yoruba to desist from such hatchet jobs. We wish to let those being used to cause trouble between the Igbo nation and Yoruba nation to retrace their step and join forces with well-meaning Yoruba people and the Igbo people to extricate our people from quagmire called Nigeria. These troublemakers being used to achieve a set objective must understand that Igbo will not cover and run away for them, but will rather defend themselves against criminals and political thugs anywhere until Biafrans are allowed to exit the contraption called Nigeria. If you don't want Igbos to exercise their right freely as Nigerians, then allow us to have our independent state of Biafra. The statement said that IPOB will not be lured into any friction with any ethnic group, but will remain focused on its agitation for Biafra restoration. IPOB will not fail for their belt to engage in any fight with our Yoruba friends and neighbors. The Fulani are not smarter than any other nation in Nigeria, so the Igbo nation and the Yoruba nation must not allow them to pitch us against each other. Our leader, Onyendoma Nnamdi Kanu, opened the door of cooperation with the Yoruba nation and the IPOB leadership. We maintain that cooperation pending when our leader rejoins us to continue our unstoppable march for freedom. It's obvious that tribal politicians in Lagos and Abuja are sponsoring these criminals and political thugs to attack and burn down Igbo people's business and properties as a means to intimidate them all over Nigeria and perchance instigate a fight between the Igbos and their hosts. Those who think that they can use intimidation to terrorize Igbo into submission should go back to the history, because Igbo is not the type to be intimidated at all times. Those who are hoping to replicate the 1960s scenario should advise themselves properly, because never again shall we allow our people to be butchered and massacred for the sake and of the benefit of the British and their Fulani collaborators, because a great shock awaits them as they proceed. IPOB therefore urged Lagos State Governor, Yoruba traditional rulers, their opinion molders, politicians, and Afenifere leaders, particularly Gani Adams, to do all that is necessary to stop these criminals and their sponsors in their track to avoid igniting a fire that will pitch us against each other, while the caliphate is standing on the sideline laughing at us. These thugs must be compelled to desist from further attacking and bullying the Igbo that are doing their legitimate businesses all in Lagos State. Lagos government should know that 2023 is not 1993, and Igbos will defend themselves against these criminals with whatever means is available to them. We are making this request in good faith so that tomorrow none should wake up to tell the story from the middle that Ndibo are fighting their host community. The leaders and elders in Yoruba land should call the criminals terrorizing Igbos and their sponsors to order before things degenerate into dangerous and unimaginable dimensions. This news is coming all the way from IPOB spokesperson Emma Powerful. Igbo leaders and traditional rulers should equally speak out to their Yoruba counterparts. Nobody should blame Ndibo and the youth for defending themselves against the ethnic cleansing and impoverishment agenda. This is the time to warn these ethnic political bigots and their talks to stop destroying Igbo-owned business and markets in Lagos State. Destroying Igbo's properties in Lagos because of fraud and obsession of re-election that has nothing to do with Igbo is barbaric and unacceptable. The statement noted that Igbos are peaceful and business-minded people who have contributed to Lagos development more than any other ethnic group in Nigeria. At least 85% of those billions that Lagos generates on monthly basis comes from Guinea, from Igbo. Why so much hate and envy against Igbo? God Almighty Echoke Abiyama has destined us to be what we are, and no amount of hatred and envy can change God's plans for his people. Those who don't like Igbos are envious of them should tell the Nigerian government to allow a Biafran referendum so that we can exit Nigeria for good and in peace and leave the Lagos state for all of you. As simple as that. There's no two ways about it. IPOB tabled the demand for Biafra exit through a referendum to Nigerians and the Nigerian government. The earlier that demand is met, the better for all of us to avoid continuous Igbophobia in Nigeria, in Lagos State, in any part of the world. And this is the news we brought to you this morning from Okute Daily Talk, where we speak to you the undiluted truth about this contraption called Nigeria and other ethnic bigots. We are moving straight into the APC domain. The people where they promise 5,000 for each vote during the presidential election, all of them, they have failed them. And now the women have filled the street protesting that in this governorship election that they will not have nothing to do with the APC government, that they are going to vote another political party. And at the same time, this is how the election was won. We know that this one is part of the game, but at least the rigging is what is too opendential. We won't vote for APC on Saturday. Women protest non-payment for presidential election. Some women in the Ikorodu area of Lagos State have staged a protest against the All Progressive Congress APC demanding payment for voting during the just concluded presidential election. Nigerian News report that this comes barely a week before the state gubernatorial election. In the viral video, the women who speak in Yoruba language said Ikorodu had more votes compared to other local government areas in the state. According to the women, Ikorodu lacks good leadership, stressing the vote canvassers and voters are yet to receive money for the last election. The angry women added that they will not be voting for APC on Saturday or might decide to stay indoors during the election. No, na Sabina, Sebi ona say mumu so far they never do ona. So now they see they canvass for vote. They buy on a vote. You see they vote for APC. What have APC achieved in the last 8 years? Now you people are coming out to cry. Do you think anybody will pity you people? If you people like, vote. If you people like, make it no vote. On a mumu, he done too much. He keep on increasing on daily basis. 23 killed as terrorists attack Buhari's home state, Katsina. Even after the election, APC, which way forward? There was tension in Katsina state communities during the weekend after terrorists unleashed mayhem on residents, killing not fewer than 23 villagers. Boo Boo, where are you? This one is your own state, you. Nigerian News learned that latest attack was carried out in villages around the Kankara area of the state on Saturday. Scores of residents reportedly sustained injuries as the terrorists killed 21 males and 2 females during the attack. It was gathered that the assailants stormed the communities on Friday to attend the wedding party, Walima, of one of their kingpins, identified as Mekatafa Mutua at Majafa village. After the event, however, they decided to stay back in the neighborhood till Saturday to launch the attack. Instead of leaving peacefully after the wedding party, the bandits chose to invade nearby villages in the area on Saturday. They attacked several settlements, including that market, Gidan Sale, Gidan Sarika, Gidan Saka, Gidan Jiho, and Gidan Ancho, among others. Some vigilantes attempted to stop the hoodlums, but they were not enough to match their fighting power as they unleashed mayhem on the neighborhood. This morning, we gathered that 23 villagers were killed in the attack. We attended the burial rites of some of them this morning, a source disclosed to Daily Post. The source added many people were also injured in the attack. Some of them have since been conveyed to Kankara General Hospital, while others to hospitals in the state capital, Katsina. It was revealed that some of the terrorists were also killed when the security operatives confronted them in the bloody attack. When contacted, the spokesperson of the Katsina State Police Command, SP Gambo Issa, told reporters that the command was informed that some group of bandits from Zamfara came for the celebration and later attacked Majefa village. According to the news platform, the police mouthpiece also noted that the command's men and other sister security agencies are on top of the matter, promising to provide detailed information as soon as it is available. Katsina is President Muhammadu Buhari's home state and has suffered a series of attacks by terrorists lately. Communities in the Kankara local government area of the state have been at the mercy of terrorists and bandits over time. Then what is our president doing? Hey, President my food. Hey. Now, wow. One of the notable attacks in the state is the February 2, 2023 attack where over 100 people were killed when Yan Sakai vigilante members ran into an ambush between Bakori, Kankara, crisis. Nigeria News reports. This one is not getting better. I thought after the election they said everything we gone down, that the president will make sure he leave a legacy. We have seen the legacy that you are leaving for your people, especially the Katsinans, who truly believe that their own son is going to set them free from the attacks of the bandits or terrorists. But still yet, nothing has been done so far. And you people still jumping up and down that the APC is going to do better again in the next 4 years or 8 years. My dear people, make on a wise up, because this one now, this one is an Islamic agenda. We don't know what these people are planning, but the only thing, whatever it is, we are equal to the task. Governorship election, reactions as Sanwo-Olu turns church usher. It don't happen now. Maybe for the past 4 years, you have been hiding. Even to come to speak to people is a problem. Now, you have been going to market, media houses and other platforms to beg people for votes. Okay, now let's see what happens. The Lagos State Governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, assumed the duty of a church usher after service at Harvesters Church in the state. Nigeria report that Sanwo-Olu stormed the church today, March 12, 2023, to worship with the church members, begging for votes. What again now? After the service, the governor stood at the entrance of the church, where he exchanged handshakes with members of the church as they left for their homes. If you allow your head to be used, my brother, you can never have sense again. Since last week, Sanwo-Olu has intensified the strategy of his campaign ahead of the gubernatorial election through different public outings to beg for votes. After allowing what happened at the Lokito Gate, right? Now you want to beg for votes. You go see him now. The netizens have woke up. The governor's visit to the church sparked reactions from many netizens. So let us see the reactions of our people. Brother Blow wrote, I think we should be holding election every year. These politicians go to work. Imagine election don't turn our governor to meet and greet ministers. It's all right. Imejoy wrote, P2B is by far the best thing that has happened to Nigerian politics. Suddenly, every politician wants the people's approval. They now know the value of the electorate. Whichever way you look at it, it is a win-win for. Augustine wrote, this desperation and pressure is getting more annoying by the day. See, people already know who they want to vote for. Please, sir, stop embarrassing yourself. This one is the people's reaction. Chigozie don't write to, hey, yeah, we have decided to try the Labour Party from top to bottom. Start looking for another job, Oga. You can join Hollywood self if so the doxology. Korade Lagos wrote, Sanwo-Olu is the most desperate politician alive today. He can do anything to get re-elected. I pity him, sha. It is really good to have a formidable opposition. It helps you put this in power in check. If he is re-elected, he will do better. I can't place a bet on this though. Okay now. He will not do any better job. After all, he will tell you he have only 4 years again to rule. He will do what? Then he will go home and prepare the better chili for the people that is ruling. Let me tell you, all these politicians, they can never change. Chinonye Mayora wrote, he is doing too much already and now appears desperate and silly advice to him to rest and let the luckiest and best candidate win. Then GP Morgan wrote, all for votes. I'm very happy that some governors and public officers elected now sees that they can't always force themselves in through the back door. He don't read now. He don't read. He don't read. Then Showboz, he don't write to say, the fear of Labour Party is the beginning of wisdom. But Sanwo-Olu, don't worry, you will win Lagos, according to the netizen. And that's what the thing tell be. So my good people, now here we will take back our kaya and I go with the go so. In case you never subscribe, I still repeat myself. Hit that subscription button, turn on the subscription button so that you will be getting notified each time we post something new or we go live on this channel or another channel related to Okute Daily Talk. I still remain your one and only Okute, where we speak to you the undiluted truth of things. This is the Obonga channel where you will hear every truth concerning Nigeria, concerning the Biafran struggle, and concerning the happenings around the globe. So my good people, I don't pack my kaya. Now go, me and one go so. Back on enjoy on a new week, and this week it shall be a blessing and a win-win for all who believes, and so shall it be. So my good people, back on enjoy this little broadcast of this early Monday morning, so that other things will follow when the time is right. Bye for now.